What's up, everyone? Welcome to Dan Does Stuff. I wanted to do this review on my chainsaw because I was using it this past weekend and I absolutely love it. And I figured, I really got to do a review on this. It's long overdue. So here we go. This is the Echo CS-590 Timberwolf. Yep, Timberwolf. Check out that right now. And no kidding, it cuts through wood like a freaking beaver does balsam wood. I don't know, something like that. But this thing is lights out amazing. I truly love it. I originally replaced some cruddy, I don't even remember the brand. It was like a total off brand that had an 18-inch bar. What we have here is a 59.8 cc with a 20-inch bar. This also comes with an 18-inch bar, which is the length of the bar on your chainsaw. And it also has the option to do a 23-incher, just in case you're doing some big flipping trees, cutting them down, bucking them up. One thing that's super cool about this is it's super easy to maintain. What you have here is you have your on-off switch, you have your choke right there, and this is your air filter, easy access there. And up top, you have a button right there. What that does is it releases some of the pressure in the piston, so it makes it easier to turn over because this thing is a beast. And on this side, you have your gas fill right here and your bar oil fill right here. Super easy to open. I've used different saws in the past where these are kind of a pain in the butt to open. You can also use your tools that come with it to fit in the slit if they're stuck for some silly reason to open it up. Another amazing feature about this saw is the gas tank. It's see-through. I don't know if you can really see it now, but you can see how much fuel you have in there. So many times when you're working, you're kind of wondering how much fuel you have in there, and that really helps being able to see it. I will tell you, there's a lot of plastic on it, and I had kind of second thoughts about it. I'm like, plastic. I'm used to growing up with some old saws where everything was metal. Well, the thing with metal is it's heavy. It lasts long, yes. It's indestructible, yes, but it's heavy. And if you're using a saw all day, I don't know if you're a homeowner or a professional. Professional, you're probably using the professional brand saws, but this thing does the job if you're cutting big trees, small trees, anything. I use it for limbing even. It is pretty big for doing that, but it does work great. The plastic, haven't had any issues with this. I've had it for about 3 years now, maybe a little bit more than that. And I've never had any complaints, any problems whatsoever. Make sure when you are using it that you're using the Echo oil mix. That's what I use for a 50-to-1. It's just buy a little 1-gallon gas tank, use the little Echo bottles, and they have stable in them, fuel stabilizer, which is great. So if your saw is sitting there, your fuel doesn't go stale and then your saw doesn't run really well. Because fuel is extremely important when it comes to these small 2-stroke engines. As you can see, mine's pretty dirty right now. I did actually, like I said, just used it this past weekend, cut up an old tree that fell over. And it did me so many happy times, brings a big smile to my face. I can show you how this kind of breaks down, how I do a maintenance on it as well. Super easy stuff. After every use, unscrew this, and it gives you access to the air filter. So I usually do take this off, give it a good blow. Call it good. I don't blow in here because I don't want any sawdust going back into the carburetor. You do not want that. Put that back on. Like so. And super easy to do on the fly when you're in the middle of cutting a bunch of wood up. There's that. Next up, I will take the bar off. Break these two with the tool that you're given. So you can see it. Then here is your chain tensioner right here as well. So loosen that up. And I will say, while I'm doing this, the only thing that I don't really like about it is it's pretty heavy. If you're working this thing all day long, you will get a workout. If you're left-handed or right-handed, however you work the saw, I hold it with my left hand up on the bar up here, and it is just forearms and biceps. Get a workout. I mean, you're working hard. If you're doing just bucking stuff, the weight of it is nice because you just let the weight of the saw do the work. You should never be pushing down on the actual chain to do a cut. Just let the saw do the work through the wood. And if you didn't know, a lot of people are like, oh, your chainsaw is amazing. It's super old or some piece of junk. The chain, the sharpness of the chain is essential. I'm going to say it again. It's essential to have a sharp chain. If you do not have a sharp chain, you could have the biggest, baddest saw in all the land, and it still would not cut as good as your Walmart special with a brand new chain. So it's very pertinent to keep your chain maintained. That rhymes. Check that out. Me personally, how I maintain all my chains is I bought a little grinder. It's specific for grinding chains for chainsaws at Harbor Freight. Super cheap, super easy to set up, and it makes your chains last a super long time. Once you're done doing a session, I throw it on my little grinder, go through each tooth, and the thing's pretty close to brand new. And you can throw it on there and your hot knife through some salty butter. Salty butter. Sure, let's do that. Blah, blah, blah. It's amazing. So here you have it. Here's the cap. What I do is try to get everything out of here. Scrape it out with my tool. Like so. Give it a good blow. Next up, we'll blow this out. I'm not going to show you how I sharpen this right now, but let's take this off so you can see. Take your chain off. Then here you have your bar, and you have a little screwdriver. What I always do is take it and I run it through the blade. As you can see, it gets all that sawdust that's clogged up in there, which will rob you of some performance when you're cutting up some big trees. Clean that out. I know, I'm a big fan of the blowing, you know. All right, come on, girl. All right, I did this extremely quick. I usually spend a lot more time getting this perfectly clean because I like my chainsaw to be a screaming Timberwolf, not just a little wimpy Timberwolf pup. Talking alpha male chainsaw right here, chopping it down. All right, got my chain back on. Put my front back on right here. All right, now what I do, just put these on, get these on loosely, not super loose, but just enough that it's touching. I'll show you how I do this. All right, now you take your tool, then you have your chain tensioner, turn it tight until it touches. Now how I do this, lift up on your bar and just pull down so You can see your gear teeth a little bit tighter. If you have it too tight, it will not, it'll be hindering some of your performance on your saw. And it'll be putting a strain on your engine. So that's about where you want it, where you can just pull it down enough. See the teeth. I hold my bar up as I tighten it. Tighten each one back and forth. Don't just do one or the other, so you get a nice tight seal. And there you have it. You're probably wondering, Dan, you gonna start that thing up? Yeah, of course. Start procedure, pull your choke out, turn it on, push your pressure button in, and give it a rip. Once it starts like that, I know this is like a weird height. Once it starts like that, push your choke in, and it should start on the next pull. Here. Pretty awesome. I love it. I'm not going to cut this up. I really love it. Just kidding, I won't do that. Well, there you have it. There's my Echo CS-590 Timberwolf. Truly love the chainsaw. Again, it's a little bit heavy. If you can't handle the weight, get something a little bit smaller. But all in all, it has never let me down. It is the alpha wolf of chainsaws. I totally recommend it. I'll get some other videos of me cutting down some trees. I can show you how I notch them and how I drop them. If you like more videos like this, be sure to like, subscribe. If you want to see me do stuff, send me a comment. See you next time.